Well, my name is Rick Beatty. I'm a guitar clinician with Digitech, and we basically go about 2 weeks a month. We go all over the U.S. and showing folks all the new gear and how it works, and taking questions and kind of giving you the up close and personal look at the sounds that you can get from the new stuff that's out. I'm going to be going over the RP1000 and the Jamman series products, and I'm going to start with the RP1000. This is Digitech's flagship processor. This is basically, they designed this processor to be something that would integrate into a guitar player's setup. They know that guitar players have a tone that they've achieved over time and money and everything. They basically get a guitar amp that they really like, a guitar that they really like, and the problem with most processors is that it doesn't matter if you plugged in this guitar or a Tele or a Gibson Les Paul, it's just going to sound like that processor. So basically it usually just destroys your overall tone, and you're kind of stuck with just whatever that processor sounds like. So they wanted to create something that would work for everyone, pedal guys, that would work for processor guys, it would work for just everybody in mind. And they came up with the RP1000. This has a special 4-cable system that you use to plug into your amplifier. Use the effects send and return and the amp's input, and then you plug your guitar into it. And by doing this, it's actually allowing you to choose which preamp that you want to use, your amplifier's preamp or the preamps that are inside the processor. You're never using more than one preamp at a time. And on a processor, that's what kills your tone, is if you just wanted to use, say, a reverb pedal out of the processor, it always makes you run through some sort of clean preamp in order to use that reverb. And running that preamp with your amplifier's preamp is what completely changes the tone. So they wanted to make this processor something so if you just wanted to use the Lexicon reverb in it, that's all that's engaged. There's absolutely nothing else engaged. You can create presets that have nothing on them if you just want your amplifier's sound, you know, in like a bypass mode. If you just wanted to use an overdrive pedal or just the WH4 whammy or just a wah pedal, you're able to do that without having to sacrifice your tone in the meantime. By also having it set up this way, it's taking all the time-based effects in the processor, like your reverb and your delay, and it's routing those where they sound the best, which is through the effects loop of the amplifier. Then it's taking all the other effects, your overdrive pedals, your wah pedal, everything else, and routing those through the front of your amplifier. So it's actually doing all of the signal routing for you, as long as you have it hooked up in that 4-cable method. Also, they realized that as a guitar player, you've probably got some pedals that are part of your tone already, and that you really want to keep. Say you got like an old, you know, TS9 Tube Screamer, or just, you know, some pedal that's part of your sound. So they created the stomp loop in the RP1000, and per preset you can tell this stomp loop to either be on or off, and you can tell it where in the effects chain you want it to be. So say, for instance, you have a TS9 that you like using, and so when I engage preset number 8, I'll want the stomp loop on, and I'll want it running pre. So it'll run that overdrive pedal before my amplifier instead of back through the effects loop. And then, you know, if you have a delay pedal, you can set it to run post. You can do different combinations just by turning on and off the pedals that you don't want, you know, in between. You can manually turn on and off the stomp loop, or you can actually program it to be on or off per preset. The RP1000 is set up basically to be just like a pedal board and a big box of pedals and a switching system all put together. You have a bank of 10 buttons, and you can either run it as 10 different presets, or you can run it as a bank of 5 presets at a time, and then the top row of buttons will individually turn on and off the stomp boxes that you've got assigned inside there for the preset. So say, you know, you could actually just have one preset if you wanted, and then have, like, you know, the overdrive, say you want to use like you know, a rat distortion pedal or something like that that's in there. You can basically say, okay, this is the settings I want for that distortion, but I'm going to save it in the off position. So now when I'm on that preset, if I want to turn that pedal on at any time, I just click the overdrive pedal button, and it'll turn it on, just like you have the pedals just sitting right out there in front of you. So it's actually, it's really cool the way it's set up, because they wanted to, again, reach all guitar players, whether you're pedal guys, whether you're processor guys. They wanted to reach everybody. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play a tune off of my last album called Guitar Farm, and I'm just going to go through some of the sounds that you can get off the RP1000. This first tune's the title track from the album, so it has a weird little intro to it, so bear with me. Okay. I have to turn on the amplifier.
The cow says... horse says, the rooster says, and the guitar says...